Yes! You're back! Yes, it's that Friday feeling. Once again, full of positivity, full of fun, and full of building. Yes, we're going to be carrying on with the Lysander, and we're doing more stringers. I've been looking forward to this all week to do these stringers. Excuse me. It's the 1st of May today, 2026. And it is sunny. I should be out there flying. But yeah, I wasn't too sure. I mean, you never know really, do you? I mean, what weather app is actually correct, right? Alright then. Yes, so we've got the cam in a different position because I need the table in a central position, because when we put the stringers on, you've got to put a stringer this side, stringer that side, and vice versa, so it doesn't kind of twist. I've left her in the jig, so she doesn't twist. As I say, I went and bought another mitre, another aluminium mitre saw. Mitre cutter, mitre block. That's the word I'm looking for, mitre block, because I can't find the other one. And as Jeff from Alabama was saying, I'll probably find it today. Anyway, so now I've got to be very careful here, because there is only a certain amount of lengths that I've got. I mean, there is quite a few down here, but I think I've got to cut it so when it's here, so that the board is a bit farther this way, because the board doesn't fit under these, unfortunately. I've got to have a bit of a move around in the hangar really this summer to get things how I want. I mean, this bench I think needs to be a bit lower and stuff, but yeah. Anyway, so let's get stringing. So we got the fronted cam and the sidey cam. Yes, cameras everywhere. But it's okay. Right, what are we doing? So we've done that bit of stringers, so we've done 3 stringers aside now, so that's pretty sturdy. I mean, that's probably going to be alright to take out the jig. But what I have noticed in the next steps is that Tony has done all these sections here, which is absolutely sexy. I don't know what it is, stringers, I just love stringers. There's nothing, I mean, I haven't got a thing with string or anything, you know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, right, so now F7 comes into play now. So F7 here sits kind of like there, and it's a bit weird because it's not a tight fit. But I've got some measurements. So I've took some measurements. So here's the picture here. What Tony's done. He's got 1 stringer less than me, but it doesn't matter. I just measured from that format to F7 and then that format to F7, hopefully to give me the right dimensions. So I've still got this caliper signed off at where it is, so that's quite far in, so it does go up quite far to the stringers, and then I do the same this side as well. So that gives me where it needs to be, because it needs to sort of stretch out a bit. It's quite weird actually, because it fits there but it doesn't. So I've got to try and push it, and when I put it there I need to hold it, clamp it in bits and pieces. Excuse me. Right, so first of all, I did have, now I've probably dropped it on the floor or something. I've got a stringer that's a bit too small to fit on there, which is that one. Okay, so we've got a stringer. So I can put that in the back because that's nice and solid, and then I can probably put the front one as well actually. Okay. There we go. So I'm pushing it down, being careful not to push it as I'm pushing it in, if that makes sense, because then you'll end up one of the formers will be sitting back. So I just want to push this down. It doesn't take long to, I mean, maybe I should have used a bit of glue for this main one, but I think, you know, I might, that's okay back there. That's it, I'll give that a couple of seconds anyway. So then, excuse me, now when I put this in, it's going to help me a little bit, he says. Not really, he says. But I need to mark it off anyway, how far that comes out. Now I put that down as 13.86. So on my caliper, I was tinkering. 13.86. Oh yes. Right, so that should be dry. That's all cool. Lovely jubbly. And now I put my 13.86 there. Just in fact, just do it that way, because then can I mark it? Can I mark it that way? That way. There we go. You can't see. I had too much coffee today, I think, maybe. Right, so now I need to put this just on that side of it there. I just kind of broke it, silly me. And then if I push this down, so what I want to do is I want to try and hold this down over here. There's probably other ways of doing this. It's just, yeah, this is, I did it my way. Anyway, so let me get this out. These are great, these clamps. Right, so I hold it. So it holds it, pushes it down for me, because what I've got to do now is, in fact, I've got to go down further than that. Interesting. So I think what I need to do then is to cut it. Yes, if I can find my saw. There we go. Okay. Because now I can push it down. I think it's because I've got to open it out. Oh, you didn't. You didn't. It did. It brokered. Okay. 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 That's a, yeah. That's a sausage. And that one's back there. Twist it a bit, like we did last summer. So that is a bit low on there, and I don't know why. And it should meet the stringer. It's almost like the F7 is got a chunk missing. That's really interesting, huh? I don't know what's gone on there. It's almost a block. I mean, if I could see, you can see from the camera over there. If I just put, let's just chop this off. If I put a block under there, that is almost a block out. And put the other block over here. Almost, he says. That's just slightly there. Not there you go. So, well, this goes kind of there. So it is. It's all. In fact, if I get that right, it should be there, which is right. And this one should be there. So it kind of moves over there like so. Yeah. So that is a block out, but it's not doubled up on the drawing. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I don't mind putting an extra block there. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't say anything in the text. I have no idea. Really strange. Okay, I stuck some more longerons or some stringers, and I'm about to fit F7. So let's. I've marked them up at the top again, and this is now stuck again. So my little crack. To there, spot on. Wow. Within a .00 point something. Anyway, I'm happy with that. Yes, I am. Is that slightly, oh no, it will be slightly proud at the front, because obviously it's at an angle, so you know, maybe I should have, yeah, so I don't know how that fitted on that bottom stringer. I don't know, but what I do know is that we can put the rest of the stringers on. Oh, look at that. String of heaven. Did you notice I actually broke that edge as well? Me being a bit too heavy-handed, but that just feels great. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be perfect because it's me building it, but that's perfect for me. I'm just hoping that's still the same. No, it is. Fantastic. It's really excited me, that has. So all I've got to do now is carry on around the stringers around the sides, and then I'll leave it for a little while, go and have some lunch, and then we'll turn it over, which would probably be about, we've probably done the hatch before he done this, so maybe so it didn't affect anything, but yeah, we'll split it over and we'll put some foam under here anyway, and yeah, I'm happy with that. String of heaven. I forgot I pressed record. Oh yes, je t'aime, je t'aime. Ah, well, beautiful, eh? That is absolutely beautiful. I'm really happy with that. So now I've got to make the hatch. So we've got a little hatch here. So we use these, the F4A and F5A, and then make the hatch up, which I was going to do for the video until I saw this, until I read through this. Yes, I missed a part out. I don't know how. Well, I do, because it's me. So we've got a section under here, this lovely sheeted, for the fuselage, to put UC1 back in there. Now you do have to cut this out for the fuselage to fit into anyway, but I don't know how I missed putting that bit of timber, bit of balsa, bit of ply even. This one here, UC1. You see this one. You see this. But that's okay. I like a challenge, no. But yeah, so, and plus obviously, well not obviously, but this is not going to be an IC engine. It will be a battery motor, so electric, sorry. So there's a few pictures that I've got to show possibly how to do it. So I'm just going to think about how I'm doing that. There's also got some sides that I've got to make that fit along this, and also some sides that fit along this as well. So there's bits and pieces I need to do, but I don't really want to do these sides because I know what will happen. I'll end up breaking them. So that's kind of a thing, the last thing. The rods have got to go on there, and it does actually say in the manual that when you epoxy the rods on, the wing rods, the wing tubes, should I say, you put like a wrap around it to keep it strength and strong. I've got to get some little metal bar that comes out, down and in to strengthen this as well. But I'm happy that I've got that far. I mean, it's almost a crime to cover this, don't you think? This should be see-through, or like, you know, bit of purple power going on. Oh yes, I don't know though, but that is sexy. I'm really happy, and you know, the guys are right. That it's so strong. It just feels the strength. But yeah, so I've got to cut holes. Well, it says anyway that you cut this bit of balsa anyway here, because the undercarriage sits in there. The trouble is UC1's not in there, so I've got to try and fit that in there and glue it somehow. So that's going to be really interesting. So Colin did say he would do a bit of metal work for me and make the undercarriage. It's out of, what does it say, 3mm aluminium. So listen, thanks for spending time watching me. It is a bit of a quick one really, but thanks anyway, and I really appreciate you watching it and leaving comments and everything else. You know, leave some comments, say what you'd like to see the next bit, whether you'd like me to see the carry on the wings or carry on the tail section. Tail section is going to be some fun because we've got to do a lot of shaping. It's going to be fun. See you now, have a good weekend. Ta-ra, bye bye.